Global markets have plunged on fears President Trump's protectionist trade policies will trigger a recession in the United States. Joining me now is business reporter Edward Boyd. Ed, good morning to you. US economists essentially saying the threat of a recession is real and could be as high as 40%. What do we know?
Well, JP Morgan Chase economists put out a note this morning saying they believe a recession chance is 40%. Some of the other big banks in America put it at 15%. There's a couple that think there's a 30% chance for a recession in this calendar year. And really, it's all due to President Trump's trade policies. We know there are big tariffs being placed on lots of different nations around the world. We've obviously got the steel and aluminium tariffs meant to come in from the 12th of March, just as an example, which will affect Australia. And we're still negotiating with the America over trying to get an exemption for those tariffs, but it's not looking likely. But at the end of the day is these tariffs result in higher costs for American businesses. Let's have a look at the stock market reaction overnight in America, and there was some really sharp selling. You can see the S&P 500 down almost 3%, Dow Jones down 2%, and the NASDAQ, that's the technology index with all the big tech stocks you think of like Google, down 4%. Go to the next page, we can see some of the other big markets around the world. You've got the FTSE 100 in England down almost 1% last night. Euro stocks 50, the top 50 stocks across Europe down almost 1.6. And then the DAX, that's Germany's stock market, sold off pretty sharply as well. So there's been a big fall just in the last 12 hours of trading, and it looks like our market is going to be opening lower as well. Holly, we'll have the slide to show you in just a second.
Okay, Ed, and the share price of the electric vehicle maker Tesla dropped sharply overnight due to falling sales and rising activism against the founder Elon Musk. What do we know about that?
Yeah, this was the huge sell-off. So we just showed you the NASDAQ down 4%. A big part of the NASDAQ index is Tesla, the electric vehicle company. They've obviously been incredibly popular. They've had rising sales for a long period of time, but sales have now started to fall, not just in Australia, but around the world. There's the Tesla share price last night. It had its worst day since 2020, shed 15% in value. Basically, America's markets are now back to where they were before Donald Trump became president. There was a huge rise in markets in America and in Australia this year on optimism around Trump and his presidency being pro-business, but now we've had a huge sell-offs. Tesla's been a big loser as well, really due to the personality of Elon Musk is playing a role in falling sales, but also its rising competition from other cheaper electric vehicle competitors coming out of China has caused people to buy less Teslas. Just in Australia in February, Tesla sales were down 72% when compared to the same month last year. But let's have a look at the reaction for the ASX 200. It has been trading for about 14 minutes. You can see ASX 200, our big market, the top 200 companies in Australia, down about 1.2% as we speak. So obviously the sell-off has come through to our stock market as well. That's expected. Our market has shed it was above 8,500 points just about 3 weeks ago. It's now at 7,869 points. So it's come off significantly since profit reporting season, Holly.